Welcome back to another episode of Financially Fit with me, Jeff Smith, and my beautiful co-host Jennifer Scherer from Fredericksburg Fitness, and our good friend Tony Shore, way out in the big state of Minnesota. How are you?
And also, I have bad posture and severe financial problems.
Oh my
So I'm in
gosh.
the right place, right? If I have
Yeah.
bad posture and severe financial problems, I've got
Sounds
Jeff
like-
and Jennifer, right?
Yeah,
Oh
sounds like
my
all of Jennifer's past dates.
Poor Jennifer.
I know.
Jeff's just
Bad
trying to build
posture.
himself up, right? I mean,
That might be it.
that's basically
That's
it.
pretty.
He's just trying to
obvious.
make himself feel better. Well, all our other boyfriends had bad posture and
Yep.
severe financial problems.
And chronic halitosis. I'm
But
sure.
you know, Jennifer, what they call Jeff out there. You know what they're calling him?
Oh no.
I think I
Financial Panther, eh?
The Financial Panther.
Financial Panther.
Have
That
you ever
makes sense.
seen a bald panther? Anyway, forget that. We've got real important issues to talk
Ooh.
about. I know that I lobbied hard for the topic for today's show to be why chickens hate snowblowers. And I got voted down by the host
Vetoed.
of the show. Why chickens hate snowblowers? Oh, you know they do.
You know that. We
Fire
all
up
do.
that Toro and head out to the barnyard. The Rhode Island Red, you hit that, go spiraling. Anyway,
Just like our show right now.
yeah,
Just spiraling.
yeah. When did you guys lose control? Oh wait, you never had it. The show, yeah. You're like, why did we let this guy be our co-host? So,
awesome.
no, the 5-4-1 method is what we're talking about today, and we're
Mhm.
going to jump right into it. It's going to be a shorter show, but
Yep.
packed with good information. Why are we talking about the 5-4-1 method, and what in the world is that?
You want me to take that?
Sure.
All right. So the 5-4-1 method is essentially where fitness and finance overlap. So we each have 5 pillars that are specific to our industry, with 4 core services and 1 U for, in terms of a full, complete transformation. I'll start with the fitness side of that. The 5 pillars are physical fitness, nutrition, recovery is huge, and then the social aspect for support and education. And then we do offer 4 core services. So those are going to be personal training, private personal training,
Mhm.
Pilates reformer training,
Okay,
recovery services, and they're pretty extensive.
sure.
Anywhere from mobility to stretching to massage to acupressure. And then lastly is going to be what did I say? Personal training, Pilates, dietitian. Oh, and dietitian services.
Oh,
Sorry, is the
dietitian,
final
yeah.
one. Yep,
Yep.
the nutrition dietitian. And then, of course, packaging those is very important that we bring you in for a complete evaluation. And that's the initiation process, basically. So everything has to start with an initiation. And with that, you come in for a consultation with me. We sit down and review your viewpoint form, your health history, kind of like what you're specifically looking to achieve in terms of goals. And then after that call, we book the InBody consultation. So the InBody is basically a composition test. It kind of analyzes your muscle mass, your body fat mass, your total body water. It goes into your basal metabolic rate, which is really important for me as a
So
dietitian.
stuff that's happening on the inside. I remember when you guys ran that on me, and you found out that I was made up 100% cheese.
There's some pizza crust too.
Jeez.
Oh gosh. And then after the InBody test comes the gait analysis. So we take a video of you walking, a 360 video, and we put that into our software to analyze any muscular imbalances. And then we develop a corrective exercise plan based on that. And then you do the 1-hour physical assessment. And that's where essentially we get a really good idea of your movement patterns. We take you through like a functional movement screening. We measure your cardio, we measure balance, flexibility, strength, total body strength. And then the final appointment as part of that initiation is with me as a dietitian. So we'll go through a nutrition intake form. I'll look over your blood work, and then I'll compare that to the InBody test to see kind of what your specific meal plan should look like. And what that allows me to do is look through all the results of those assessments and best recommend your specific method. So your specific method may or may not include all 4 of those core services. Maybe your nutrition is on point, and maybe it's just we need to build some muscle and we need to work on your flexibility or something like that. And you might need a complete overhaul. We might need to address everything. So that's kind of my side of the 5-4-1 method.
Okay. So I was going to say, wow, that seems to cover the 5-4-1 method. How do we poor Jeff was sitting over there. He fell asleep briefly.
Oh, where am I?
Uh,
No, I didn't. I know the 5-4-1 method.
I know he's taking note. He's writing some notes down because he knows his turn is next, and I'm going to ask him about it next. But seriously, the 5-4-1 method, that sounds great. I personally utilize the 4-3-0, the 4-3-0.
Oh, no. What does this sound like?
It's somewhat similar, just one less.
Okay.
And the 5-4-1, the 1 stands for you, the individual. So basically, the 4-3-0, I've taken myself out of it, and it's always worked for me. No, that's not right. That's not right.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's not right. So, Jeff, how does the 5-4-1 method fit into our finances or being financially fit?
Yeah, so we focus on 5 pillars, 4 services, and 1 U as well. And sort of the 5 pillars are going to be, financial planning, income planning, which is slightly different.
Yeah.
Asset allocation, where you place your money. We're going to educate you and we're going to support you. So those are the 5 pillars of what we do. The 4 core services are going to be manage your assets. We're going to coordinate your income. We're going to provide insurance services. And we are going to provide long-term strategy. So in other words, we tweak your financial plan on a quarterly basis or annual basis, depending on how intricate it is. But those are the things that we really hone in on and focus on. Now, we will talk about your budget. We'll talk about your income needs and all those things. But when you enter in, just like Jennifer, you have to fill out a viewpoint because we need to know how you see things from your point of view, so that we can then tailor what our services are around your particular situation. So a lot of the heavy lifting
Their
is done.
person's personal goals, their
Mhm.
personal goals, their personal situation, and
Yep.
their own personal risk tolerance. Everybody's
Yes.
different, right?
So that's even part of that viewpoint. So what's interesting is it really strips away what you've done. So in other words, when you fill out the viewpoint, you're going to identify areas that are going to be weaknesses for you. And unless you're blind or, you know, perfect in every way, you're going to find some areas that are going to be exposed. I mean, I take it every year and I still go, my gosh, these are some areas that I should really move my focus onto, right? So there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot
So
of
unless
things
you're
that you
like
have to
me
deal
and
with.
you're perfect, because I take it and there's no
Well, when
areas of improvement needed, obviously,
somebody
for
says,
health or wealth.
if someone doesn't put anything down, I'm like, because I've told you this
I'm like,
before.
and
Yeah,
you don't want to, with Jeff, you don't want the,
you don't
you don't
want
want
that
to know
from
what
me.
that leads to.
No,
Jennifer
because
and I have both seen that, and it's,
yeah.
no.
Well, I think what happens, I've said this before, people that come in and, they don't think that they have everything together and they have these big areas that they think that they have gaps in, they're typically going to be okay. I find that humility almost drives them. But conversely, if they think they're going to be fine and they want to put the blinders on, inevitably it is a train wreck waiting to happen. And
That's why you're there, to take those blinders off so they can see the big picture. It's like somebody once said to me, I love this question. They asked a group of people that I was there listening to the speaker, and they said, what's the most important piece of the puzzle? If you have 1,000-piece puzzle, all the pieces are dumped out on the table in front of you, and that's your life, that's your financial, all the pieces to a financial plan and a health plan, right there, to a healthy lifestyle and a healthy financial plan. It's 1,000-piece puzzle. what's the most important piece? And a lot of people said, somebody raised their hand and said it's the last piece of the puzzle that goes in, or it's the nope, he said, or it's the corner pieces. No, he said it's the box lid. The box lid is the most important piece of the puzzle because you got to have that big picture. And that's what you're providing for people who have blinders on when it comes to their health, Jennifer, or when it comes to their wealth. Am I correct? Because you're going to help them see that box lid. I'm not going to be able to put together a 1,000-piece puzzle if I don't know what the final picture looks like. Right.
Exactly. I think that that's the most important thing. The reason that we are doing this together is we're going to actually give you a deliverable, right? So if you come to us together, you're going to get a financial plan and a fitness plan that even if you don't work directly with us, you can apply those things to go to your own brokerage or, your own gym, and the thing is that if you don't have an outline, how do you know where you're going to go?
Yeah. If you don't have the box lid, how do you know where you're going?
You have no idea. And you just hope, a lot of people just hope that they're doing enough. That's all I hear all the time. I just hope I'm doing enough. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Well, you should know. You should know. And you go to the doctor to get blood work done every 6 months. Most people do. And just to see that their numbers are there. That's why you have us, is that you need to check in and, you need someone that knows what they're doing and can help lead them into a healthy retirement with a healthy lifestyle and a great financial plan. Is so important to get rid of the stuff that is stuck on your back and you don't even know it.
And how do you start this this is great. I think this is the best. We've done a few shows now, and I love it. We've never, I don't think, it directly addressed the 5-4-1 method and had you tell us about that. I love how that applies to what you do. And boy, you laid it out better. I've talked to a lot of financial advisors and failed fitness trainers out there who have tried to tell me plans, and you can see anyway. So I just, the way you laid it out makes so much sense, and it's really, it gives clarity to your process, and that's your process, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
So Jennifer, and Jeff, if people want to get started on this process and apply the 5-4-1 method to their fitness and their finances, what's the first step? What do we do? What do I do?
So again, we're going to actually have a website eventually. It's going to be up and running. It's going to be called the 5-4-1 method. And you'll be able to go to that website to book directly with each one of us. But until then, you'll still go to our separate websites and book, with each one of us. And then from there, we'll be able to convene as a group. If it's a person, we'll come in as the three of us together. And that way we kind of start that ball rolling. It depends on if you're looking to fully immerse with fitness as well as fully immerse with finance versus a person just wants to do one or the other as well. That's an option.
Yeah. Sure. So you're going to find as we go on the services that we're going to provide, that full immersion. We're going to offer actually long weekends of full immersion with us together to not only work on your financial plan on a one-on-one basis, but also your food and your exercise all under one roof, literally and figuratively.
That's huge. That's huge. And I've never experienced anything like that or heard of anyone doing that. And I think that's great. Plus, you're both great people. And I think once people get to know you, the fact that you're offering that, hey, spend a weekend with us, immerse yourself in finance and helping your finances and your physicality and your health. I think that's so great. I love that. The 5-4-1 method.
We're very passionate about it.
I know that. Yeah.
And I think if you go to fbergfitness.com to start and start with Jennifer, and then Jennifer will bring me into the situation as well. Or if you're stronger on the financial side, you can just go to the retirementsmith.com and then we can bring Jennifer in on that third meeting.
That sounds great. That sounds fantastic. So let's go over the ways our listeners and viewers out there can get a hold of you. For you, Jennifer, give that website address.
Yes, it's Fredericksburgfitness.com, FBURG fitness.com. And then you can also call us 540-479-1877.
All right. Give that phone number one more time.
540-479-1877.
Yep. Give people a chance to get that written down. And Jeff, how can we get a hold of you?
Sure. You can give us a call at 540-371-9777, or you can go to our website, theretirementsmith.com, and you can book a consultation right online.
I think this is great. Now, is the 541 method that you're both talking about today, is that in your book or part of the book that you're doing?
Yes. In fact, that's the subtitle. So it's the bridge between fitness and finance, and then the 541 method.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense. Now, this book we keep talking about, I'd love to be able to give away a few copies on the show. When is this going to be done?
We're just waiting on artwork.
Okay.
So it is done. It's been proofed and ready to go. But
oh, wow. It's already been written and proofed.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. And I imagine that you had an editor go through and take out all Jeff's expletives. I'm kidding. Jeff's a great guy.
He's just literally texted me. Yeah, our
Are you
editor,
serious?
Yeah, I think he's like, I just took all the expletives out, and it was a long job.
You had to pay extra for that.
Yeah,
no, you're so nice. I tease these guys. I hope our listeners know I'm kidding, because it's the opposite. The nicest people, no expletives included, none needed. That's not how they operate. Great to work with. And I'm glad you talked about this. I know I'm going to have more questions for you on upcoming shows about the 541 method. And I think this is such an important step for so many people. And like we talked about last week, don't wait. Don't put it off. Pick up the phone, get online, get in touch, schedule that initial consultation, and go from there. I think that's great. Another great episode.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank you so much. And that does it for today's episode of Fitness and Finance with our hosts, Jeff and Jennifer.